down there, brother, I want to go over a few things with you so you don't get caught up. You dig what I'm saying? When you walking around the joint, you just keep your motherfucking self. You just walk around like this, man. Just mind your own motherfucking business. Don't talk to nobody. You see what I'm saying? Well, you don't walk around exactly like this, brother, because that's how I walk, but you know what I'm saying. Now, you see, with the hats cocked to the left like this, that means they ride with a fizz-eye porn star. You dig what I'm saying? They're my allies. They cool. But if you see folks with their hats cocked to the right like this, they ride with a 6-porn star. Stay the fuck away from them motherfuckers. They ain't no good, man. They kill a bunch of my homies. But you ain't riding no gang. You dig what I'm saying? So you just keep your hat straight like this, because you're neutral. You're a neutron. Am I boring you? You think this whole gang rap's a joke? Now you up in there taking my kindness for weakness? Alright? How about I let you just walk behind the wall and you see how fast some little gangbang will come and shake you in the back for a pack of squares? Bitch! Oh, now you really listen? Well, dear, when you first got in the county, I didn't know you, and you didn't know me. I was on my visit kicking with my lady, and you on your visit kicking with your mama. And I kept hearing your mama talk, and I try not to pay attention to her, but I kept hearing that voice, I kept hearing that accent. I knew what no Mexican accent or no Puerto Rican accent. I knew her accent came directly from Spain. That's where the real Latin kings come from, bro. That's why I took you up under my wing. Besides, you one funny motherfucker where you walk around here imitating the Godfather all night. To take me a family, give me great personal grief. They shot my son Santino 17 times. Pass me the tomato sauce. I don't know how you come up with that shit. Probably you one funny motherfucker. You think what I say? Now, when you get down to the joint, man, you're gonna see a council, and that council's gonna ask you to give them the names of the 3 institutions that you're most interested in being sent to. You tell that motherfucker you only want to go to one place, and that's Vandalia. Because it's beautiful down there, brother. They got green pastures as far as the eye can see. They're gonna serve you big, juicy tomato for lunch every day. I know, bro. I've been down there 3 times. You know what I'm saying? When I was down there, they told me how to be a butcher. I was making bologna, salami, hamburgers, and Polish sausages. Then they put me in the honor dome, K-dome. For the first time in my life, I had my own room. Every Friday and Saturday night, I'd be selling Polish sausage up and down the hallway like it was Maxwell Street. I'd be like, woo, 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 blase, skippy, stay up, skizz down. I never had to worry about none of my homies from the brick sending me no scratch for my zuzus and wham-whams. All right, brother, I'm gonna let you get some sleep. Just remember, keep yourself. Watch your P's and Q's. Stand on your squiz air. Don't get out of pocket. And if anybody fuck with you, you tell them you know Victor Cruz. Stay out,
The first week being locked up went relatively smoothly considering my environment. However, I remember the first night of the second week, I was looking through the bars, through the window, and I noticed that the moon was full. Now, the one part of this story that I've left out up until now is the fact on the day that I got busted, my dealer dropped the coke in the bushes, and he walked back to his car and he waited for the deal to go down. He got busted with me, and he was also convicted. He was so pissed off at me that he put a hit out on me by paying a Vice Lord gangbanger $200 to break my legs. Now that $200 goes a long way in any institution. What the Vice Lords did with it was they put it directly into their community chest, otherwise known as their box, in the form of coffee, cigarettes, corn chips, honey buns, toiletries, etc., etc., otherwise known as zuzus and wham-whams. And these zuzus and wham-whams are distributed by their treasurer to any of the new allied gangbangers coming into the system so they can have some of life's simple pleasures when they arrive. On that first night of the second week, I was laying in my bunk in my cell reading a paperback version of the New Testament, and I could feel the tension in his ow. Hey Rick, why don't you come out here, man? We want to talk to you. I'm reading. Come on, Rick, we want to talk to you, man. Look, Blood, I'm in the middle of Philippians 4 and 13, all right? Go, Rick! I knew I had 33 months to go, so I figured I might as well just dive right into the fire. I took a walk down a long, dark, narrow hallway. At the end of it was the Vice Lord's shot caller, or enforcer. He went by the name of Blood. He was laying in a makeshift hammock that he made out of a bedsheet that he strung up between the bars at the end of the hall. He was laying there like this. Across the hall from him was another Vice Lord standing on the threshold of his cell. He said his name was John, and there was a third right over here by the name of Jello. What's up, Blood?
Where you from, Rick?
Me, I'm from the north side, Cedric and North Avenue.
Me, I'm from the north side. You ain't from no fucking north side, Rick. How come you up in here perpetrating, man? Why you lying, Rick? Hey, Jello, can you believe Rick up in here lying like that, man?
Hold on, Blood. Why would I lie about a thing like that, man? Why don't you take it easy? Before I knew it, Jello came right up in my face. I naturally took a step back, then Jello stole a punch on me. I saw a slow-motion fist coming right for my eye. Then Blood threw a punch. Then John came flying across the hall, threw my body up against the wall. I thought for sure my leg was busted. Then I saw my own blood come spitting out of my face when it landed on the pavement of Joliet. I snapped. Get the fuck away from me, you motherfuckers! I ran back to myself and I had to see what happened to my face. I turned on the faucet, started splashing my face, and I looked in the mirror, but it really wasn't a mirror, it was more of a makeshift mirror. Just a piece of shiny aluminum. I could barely see the distorted image of my face looking back at me. I saw a huge gash right where my eye socket was, and dark red blood streaming down my face. And I remember thinking, what kind of an actor are you gonna be now? What kind of a fucking actor are you gonna be now? Then all the little gangbangers started running into my cell like cockroaches, squeezing antibiotic ointment on their fingers, smearing it in my eye socket, giving me gauze bandages, saying,
You straight, they don't hit on you no more. You straight, we squashed that flag, we squashed that flag.
And one of them reached out and said,
Hey man, put on these shades. We don't want the police to see your fucked up eye.
I grabbed the shades, put them on, and I heard one of them say,
Hey man, you know who you look like? You look like Belushi. That's what we're gonna call you from now on, John Belushi.
I had 2 years, 5 months, 2 weeks, and 6 days left.
Mr. Really? My name is Dick Hayes, and I'm a social worker with the IDOC. It says right here that you've been convicted of the delivery of a controlled substance. So, how does it feel to lose your freedom? Not so happy, huh? Well, why'd you do what you did then, hmm? You don't know? Perhaps that's your problem. Now, it does also state that you're eligible to be sent to a minimum security facility, so what I need from you are the names of the 3 institutions that you are most interested in being sent to. What? No, I don't have any brochures, Mr. Bareilly. This is not a travel agency. Vandalia? That's the only institution that you're interested in being sent to? Well, I don't know why. It's a real cow town. Besides, it's 6 hours south of Chicago. Don't you think your family and friends will have a very difficult time coming to visit you? You don't care. Sounds rather thematic, wouldn't you say? Very well, I'll put you down for Vandalia. Oh, there's your dinner bell. Don't worry, I won't be keeping you any longer. I believe the boys in the cafeteria are serving some thick-sliced mystery cold cut loaf with boiled potatoes served on wet, indented cafeteria trays. Me? I'll be going home shortly. My dinner of choice. Roast beef and Yorkshire pudding with a couple Dewar scotches on the rocks. Then after dinner, I'll probably smoke a few silver-thin mentholated cigarettes. And then I'll retire to my bedchamber and crawl under the quilt that my grandmother made me as a boy. And read a little bit of Hardy Boys. I hope you enjoy your stay, Mr. Bareilly.
spent the next 2 weeks, 5 months of my life at Vandalia Correctional Center in Southern Illinois. Vandalia is a minimum security agricultural facility that produces milk, juice, and beef products for the 35 correctional centers in the state. I worked as a butcher at the Vandalia meat plant. My boss was this lovable redneck by the name of Carl Chrisman. And Carl worked for the state and lived locally in the town of Vandalia. Now, prison culture has its own secret lingo, rituals, and laws, and what a person doesn't know on the inside can make their time miserable, or even cost them their life. No one in the world is less prepared to enter that culture than a kid born and raised in the picture-perfect American suburban town. The first thing that I had to figure out was who was riding with who. You see, because the prisons are run by gangs, or nations as they call themselves, and these nations can be divided into two rival supergroups, kind of like the Republicans and the Democrats. The first of these two groups are all the gangs that ride up under the 5-point star. Collectively, they're known as the People. Three of the most notorious gangs in the People are the Vice Lords, the Warlords, and my sentimental favorite, the Latin Kings. Now, on the other hand, you have all the gangs that ride up under the 6-point star. Collectively, they're known as the Folks. Three of the most notorious gangs in the Folks are the Spanish Cobras, the 26th Street Boys, and my other less sentimental favorite, the Black Gangster Disciples. Now that you got that down, the other thing that I had to figure out right away was to be exactly like Switzerland. Remain neutral, or be a neutron, as they say. Now, as a neutron, one must still be very careful not to offend either of these two rival factions. For example, if I'm standing out in the yard like this, I might think everything's fine, especially if my hat's on straight. But right now, I'm representing for the People because my left hand is over my right, which means people crush Folks. Now, if I'm standing like this, I'm doing the exact opposite. I'm representing for the Folks. Right over left, Folks crush people. Now, by standing like this, it's even more dangerous than the two previous ways of standing, because this can be misconstrued as the double pitchforks, which is a symbol of and only of the Black Gangster Disciples. So by standing like this, I'm dissing all the people, I'm dissing all the folks, and I'm in a real shitload of trouble with all the BGDs. So the best thing for me to do is exactly what Victor said. Keep to myself, watch my P's and Q's, stand in my square, and never, ever get out of pocket. Now, whenever I tell people about where I've been, they always want to ask me one of two questions. The first of which is on all of your minds right now. And the answer to that question is no. The other most commonly asked question is, what's it like to do that much time? And living in Los Angeles, the only analogy that I can come up with is to say that it's like when you go to the DMV to get your license, and the day that you pick, everybody else picks to get their license, and you're standing in line, waiting. Just waiting. Still waiting. Now imagine waiting for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 2.5 years. The line and the entire room that you're in is packed with gangbangers and administrators that don't give a shit about you. And you can never leave. You may lose a job in your life and get it back. You may lose a lover in your life, get them back. But there's one precious thing in life that once you lose it, you're never getting it back. And that is